Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're seeing my face for the first time, my name is Chidima. I'm a registered nurse. I live and practice in the United Kingdom. If you are a returning subscriber, thank you very much for coming back to watch my videos. In this channel, we talk about healthy living things, healthy living tips, things that you have to do to achieve an optimum health. That's what we talk about. And we also converse about um, concerns, health concerns that people deal with from day to day. So today, what are we talking about? You must have seen it in the description box. We are talking about infertility and how it affects our life and the approach to overcoming infertility. That is what we are talking about today. So stick around, don't go anywhere. You'll be picking one or two things from this video. Without further ado, let's get right into this video. So, what is infertility? Infertility has been defined or is defined as uninterrupted sexual intercourse for 1 year, a calendar of 12 months, without being able to achieve conception. No doubt, so many things can contribute to infertility. So many things can be the predisposing factors for infertility. So that's what we're going to be talking about today. So infertility for everybody is unique, is different. For certain people, it's different, and for others, it's also different. We have so many people that have dealt with infertility for years and they have been able to overcome, and there are people that today it becomes a challenge for them. Infertility is a challenge, either be it primary or secondary infertility, because we have two types of infertility, primary and secondary. So the primary infertility is just started. You've attempted to get pregnant for a year and uninterrupted sexual intercourse is involved, and at the end of the day you did not achieve any pregnancy. While the secondary infertility, most times these people may have given birth to one or two kids and are trying to conceive again, and now it's becoming challenging for them to conceive, maybe because of one health challenge or the other, or something that has got wrong in the reproductive system of either the man or the woman. So the coping mechanisms in the time of infertility is something that nobody has a full understanding of how to cope with infertility if you haven't been there. I cannot tell you that, oh, I understand what you feel, I understand your pain, oh, I don't know anything. But I have been able to come up with one or two ideas of how you can cope with infertility and be an overcomer of infertility. Infertility is bothersome. Infertility can trigger mental health issues for anybody that has experienced it if you do not guard yourself properly. Infertility, some people even perceive some sort of social stigma, because not because people are giving them that in return, but they feel that way. They perceive that when they pass, or people look at them and say, look at that barren woman, look at that man who is not able to make the wife conceive. And some people socially they are affected as well, because they don't feel that they have every right to come out where women who have conceived and have children are talking and share any experiences with those women, because they believe in their head that those women are looking at them. What is she talking about? She hasn't even had a child. She has no idea of what carrying a baby is all about, or giving birth is all about, and so they cannot talk. Even if you are a professional like myself, you're a doctor, you're a nurse, you're a midwife, so long as you have not been able to carry a baby, that attitude, that stigma, sometimes people perceive others like that and don't feel it's right for them to come out socially and make contributions to topics that have to do with conception, pregnancy, and all of that, even after having the knowledge of those things, because that is their field of practice. So, how do you cope with infertility. The very first important thing about coping with infertility is the couple coping with infertility there has to be a mutual understanding. That love has to exist. It has to be paramount. If any of the couples or any of the couple lack understanding about infertility, is not a strong support system for their spouse, it becomes very challenging. Let's tailor this down now. If, for instance, a woman has an issue, that is why maybe she has not been able to conceive, and the man has checked himself out and he's fine. If this man does not support this woman to be able to get the treatment she needs and, conceive a baby, it becomes difficult for the woman. Remember, you're trying to conceive. In the bit of trying to conceive, your body system is overworked because you are depressed, you're sad, your hormones are jumping up and down because your support system is not really supporting you. So, in the course of being in that state, in that mental space or that moody state, it's also very difficult for you to conceive, even if you're doing the right things that the health professionals have told you to do or taking the medications they've asked you to take, because there is a gap between you and your support system. It becomes very difficult for you to cope with infertility. Let me make it very clear that couples who have overcome infertility in the past, go and check if you know any of them that have overcome infertility in the past. They are always teaming together. They fight it together. They stick together. From the beginning to the end, they support each other. They've got each other's back all the way through. So, if you are not together as a couple, if you are not supporting each other, giving each other the shoulder to lean on, the shoulder to cry on, it becomes very difficult to overcome infertility. So, support system is the first thing as regard overcoming infertility. Now, the second thing is tailor down as well to the couples, because when you're talking about infertility, you're not talking about a large group of people. You're talking about two people who are fighting battles of infertility. So now, if one of them have decided not to be compliant with health promotions, medical advice, now that is another challenge for you. You will not be able to cope. So let me put this as an advice to couples who are battling with infertility. To be honest, in all sincerity of heart, if your partner happens to be the reason why you've not been able to conceive, you need to be patient with them. The partner in question who has issues need to delete pride from their bodies and go and check themselves out. When you're doing that, you're helping your partner who is okay to cope, and you're giving them hope that someday you're going to beat this battle of infertility. But if you're living in pride, you're living in denial. Oh no, I can't have a poor sperm motility. No, I don't have a low sperm count. I have no business to go and see a gynae. The woman should go and find things out for herself. Or the woman says, no, I'm fine. I cannot go and do any scan. I cannot go and do any checkups. I'm okay. I menstruate every month. I ovulate every month. I don't think anything is wrong. It's the man in question who has a problem. Now, that is it. It becomes a problem to cope with infertility. So if one partner have checked themselves out and they are okay, and the other partner refuses to check themselves out, trust me, you're not going to beat infertility. You are not going to be able to beat infertility. You have only ended up frustrating your partner who is fine. And even when they've given you their shoulders as a support system and you're not willing to come low to their level so that you can team up together and fight this, then it becomes very difficult for you to cope. And if you cannot cope, that is where divorce comes to place, or that is where everybody involved goes their separate ways. And tell me, that is the mistake we make. If you go your separate ways and you have an infertility challenge, the person next door who you are going to be sticking around with, if they are fine, the problem continues. That's the irony of infertility. So it's never going to end. And then when you start that new relationship, it's another problem. So the only best way to cope with infertility is to make sure you give your partner that supporting shoulder to lean on. You make yourself a strong support system. Be compliant with medical advice. Listen to your partner. Take their suggestions. Don't flare up. And in no distant time, you are an overcomer. You tell your story. Now, the thing about infertility sometimes, it might not even be that the person has issues. Both partners might be okay. Both partners might be okay. Trust me, the man is fine. They've done their checks. Everybody's fine. And now anxiety comes into play. What happens? It's very difficult to conceive. You suffer panic attacks. Any single time your partner calls on you for sexual affair, you are panicking because you do not know if this is going to end up in pregnancy or not. You need to relax. At this time, I say to you, take a chill pill. You need to relax. Because if you don't relax your system, it's difficult for you to have an optimum performance, especially for the man. So, for the men, that's what we call performance anxiety. It doesn't mean that that man has any issue, but the point is that every single time that man is about to have a sexual affair with the wife or the partner, they remember, or he remembers rather, that they are trying to conceive and is put into panic attack. And that makes him lose his erection. And that can be very frustrating to the partner. But you still need to calm down, you, the partner, and give him the support that he needs. Because, I mean, support system is what it is. It's very paramount. It's key to being able to fight infertility. So there is no point as well having to talk about your issues in public, discussing it in social setting, in your workplace, everywhere you go, you're telling people about your infertility situation. Some people think that by discussing it with people and listening to side talks or suggestions, that it has a way of suiting them emotionally and maybe bringing solution, but it doesn't. It only makes it worse. You bring sympathizers into your space, and the moment they leave your space, you break down emotionally. So do not admit sympathizers. They only make the feelings worse for you. The only thing you should concentrate on is the God you worship, whatever you worship, and the medical advices that have been given to you, the treatment that have been offered to you, and concentrate on it. Be positive minded that someday you're going to overcome infertility. So let's not make this video any more longer. I'll see you in my next video. But before you go, make sure to subscribe, turn on the notification bell so that whenever I upload a video, you'll be among the very first to be highlighted or to be informed over your phone that I have just uploaded a video so that you don't miss out on the next video. This channel still remains my health tips. I'll see you in my next video. Bye.